leaving my ex-girlfriend's ungrateful little sister after she broke my heart. I started dating my ex 8 years ago now. We broke up 4 years ago after she cheated on me with her second cousin. Anyway, that's not the point of this. At the time we started going out, she had just received custody of her 8-year-old sister Sam after their parents passed. While I do resent my ex for cheating, she has also been a very good guardian to Sam and has worked very hard to make sure Sam's needs are met. When we were going out, a lot of our dates were frequently at her house, since she couldn't just leave Sam to fend for herself. They were basically dinner dates and movie nights and were often joined by her sister, which I didn't mind. Besides, a lot of the time we'd end up staying up way past Sam's bedtime, so we would eventually get some alone time to just chill and talk, and you know what? Over the 4 years that we dated, her sister became my sister. I started to help pay for things and show her and show up to her events with or without my ex there. Both of us strived to basically assume as much of a parental role as we could, though I recognize I'm not Sam's father or her brother or anything close to it. On that note, her discipline was handled entirely by my ex, since our dynamic only really allowed me to give Sam a stern talking to, but that was the limit of my power. Nevertheless, Sam and I developed a very close relationship, and it really felt like I was her older brother. When my ex and I broke up, I asked her if I could still continue to be there for Sam. She thought about it for a few days and then agreed with a few conditions. She and I decided that it would be best to seem amicable for Sam, though we would explain to her that we were no longer together. I think it was the next day that I sat Sam down, who was 12 at this time, and told her that her sister and I had had a talk and decided that we weren't compatible and that she was really worried I was just going to disappear, but after I reassured her and continued my responsibilities throughout the week, she returned back to normal. This continued for another 4 years. About a month ago, Sam decided to try a new look for school. Since I took her to school in the mornings, I saw it the first time she wore it. It was, well, SLT-like. A crop top that ended just underneath her hunker, a short skirt too, and the top was bareback. She was pretty clearly going for the nerdy, e-girl aesthetic that's become popular over the past few years, but she decided to go for the thirst trappy, showing too much skin of course. At the end of the day it's her choice, but I did want to make sure she was at the very least aware of the vibe she was giving off, because, even if she just thought it was cute or pretty, that's not how a bunch of high school dudes would see it. I basically asked her if that was what she really wanted to wear. She said yes, and then I asked her if she actually knew what the outfit really looked like and the vibe it was giving off. We went back and forth for a little bit. I never got angry or raised my voice, though I'm sure my expression changed. She, however, did get progressively more angry. Eventually it culminated with her telling me that I'm not her dad, I'm not her brother, and she doesn't even know why I stick around since I should have nothing to do with them. Can't say that didn't hurt. Either way I just said okay, and we got in the car and I drove her to school. I've always been a very straightforward person. Hell, the most indirect I've ever been in my life was probably the conversation about her outfit. Through the years, my demeanor has rubbed off on Sam, so that outburst seemed pretty indicative of the way she truly thought about me. I did consider that it could be a spur-of-the-moment mistake, but given the way we approach things, that seemed really unlikely, especially considering her coldness if not outright hostility in the days and weeks that followed. After that argument, I took those words to heart and started to make plans to start anew. Sam still needed transportation and whatnot. So I couldn't just drop everything and leave, even though that's what she wanted. Instead, I made sure to put things in order. I talked with my ex about what I intended to do, and she said that it was my decision and that as long as Sam is cared for, that she supports me. Over these past few weeks, I've done a few things. First, I bought Sam a car. It's nearing 2 decades old, but it's in good shape and has had minimal problems. Obviously, I didn't want this to be something Sam felt guilty over or turn into something I could hold over her head, so I transferred everything into my ex's name since she would be paying for Sam's insurance anyway. She gifted her the car last week and I heard from my ex that she was extremely happy. Up to that point, I had still been chauffeuring Sam around with great awkward tension. Initially, I tried to talk about the things I normally did, but she wasn't entertaining that, so instead I just became her driver and gave quick hellos and goodbyes and whatnot. Luckily, she won't have to deal with me anymore. With Sam's most imminent need met, I decided to pen a letter. A little corny, I'm aware, but I still feel bad about deciding to up and leave after these years, even if that's what Sam wants. I sent that off yesterday. This isn't verbatim, but the sentiments were, I'm sorry about the way I handled the conversation and I apologize for any other misgivings you have about me. I heard about your ex giving you a car and I'm happy that she's such a good sister to you. Thankfully, she will continue to be there when I am not. I truly wish you the best. I said a few other things and the letter went on a little ways, but those were the big sentiments. Now I just need to find work in my field. Thankfully, it's about time I received a large promotion, so this actually comes at a decent time. It'll help that my job is pretty in demand even if I'll likely have to move some distance for it.